For the longest time, I knew I needed therapy, but the fear of losing control held me back. The very real fear of crying and being afraid that I would never stop, that I would drown in my tears because it felt like there was an endless well of tears in me, was just terrifying. And also, in my mind, given that no one else in my space was talking about this, I thought that therapy must be for weak people, people that couldn't get their life together, and surely that wasn't me, right? Wrong. My name's Antoinette, and I'm going live every Sunday this year. And for this year, I'm focusing on life lessons for little a, little me. Things I would love my bold 20-year-old self to know as I approach 50 this year. As I took until my mid-30s and having an ultimatum, actually, for me to access my first round of therapy. And honestly, it was transformative. She was a Christian. She was trained, she was a Christian counsellor, but trained and accredited by the British Association of Counselling and Psychotherapy. There's a mouthful. And the places she took my mind, body and soul to were liberating. I cried so much. Some days I thought I would break, but honestly, it did get easier. My internal thought patterns about myself got healthier. The way I looked at myself in the mirror became more positive. My response to physical touch, again, became healthier. And that whole season of therapy lasted about a year. And I thought, yeah, I'm done. Let's just say I realised that we'd only just scratched the surface. But what a great starter for 10. Since then, I've had 3 more rounds of therapy in my life. 1 more woman, and scarily for me, initially, 2 men. But each one has helped me get more and more comfortable in my skin. It's like they've helped me peel off an onion layer. And one, the first guy that I had, I even sourced in advance of my move to Worthing. So by then, knowing myself better and realising that massive change, massive transition, i.e. everything, like my home, my church, the travel routes that I would take, the leisure activities that I would do, all of these were good things that I wanted, but I knew that when I make transitions like that, it triggers my unhealthy behaviours. And sure enough, it did, but I was prepared. I needed around 6 sessions then to help me stabilise, to help me survive those early days of making new friends and bedding down into a church, and help me prevent from spinning out. Do I sound like a crazy lady? Newsflash. We all are. Cost held me back for a long time. But what I've come to realise now is that this is a cost worth sacrificing for. So if I get that feeling again, even now, where I feel, yeah, I think I need to talk to someone. I think I need to talk to someone professional to help me work through this. Then I make sacrifices. I tighten my food belt. I change my social activities. I make them free or cheaper. And my mentality now is if I had a physical ailment, then I would find the money for the prescription. So for me, the condition of my mind is as important, if not more so, to be honest, than that of my mind, than that of my body. So when people look at me, they tell me that they see a strong, focused, sorted woman. And the truth is, I am. But here is what I am evolving into. I'm strong enough to know when I need help now. I am focused on being the best version of me. I'm not afraid now to tap into what I need to enable that. Actually, I'm way less afraid now about telling the truth about what is going on internally and where I might have messed up or misstepped. I am sorted and secure enough now to know when I am not okay and when I need to slow things down, pause, and at times seek external help. But I do also have 2 powerful tools in my weapon arsenal. 1, it's great being a woman. It really is. Most of my soft therapy comes in the company of great friends, especially my female friends. And you'll hear me shout loud and long about my oldest friend, Anne. Like, her therapy bill for me must be beyond £1 million by now. We have checked in regularly since the age of 10, at least weekly, where we could in person back in the early days. And we talk about everything, large or small. I'm really blessed. I'm surrounded by deep old friendships and some delightful new ones as well. And I'm working, actually it's my big mission through my 50s to work on only having people in my inner circle with whom I can be real and vulnerable. And that's in every sphere of my life, in business, at church, at play, at rest. I'm serious about this because there's a saying, isn't there, that you're defined by who you surround yourself by. But my second and greatest weapon, if you like, is being a Christian. For me, it's the place where I get the most grounded, and that's through prayer. Prayer by myself with God, when I journal, when I sing, when I write poetry, when I sit in silence and just listen and get deep wisdom from my Bible. But here's the thing, that is compounded when I do that in community with fellow followers of Jesus. Now, I'm not an expert in the different types of therapy, so do your homework, talk to others about what modality has helped shift them, and don't be afraid to explore stuff that you might consider a bit more woo-woo, like prayer and meditation, for example, might be on that spectrum for you. Some of my friends joke that I've got a coach or a therapist for every area of my life. But let me tell you right now, being healthy, well, and living in my purpose and being full of joy is no joke to me, and it's worth all the time and every penny I can invest in it. I want to end with this quote by Marianne Willamson, which Catherine, one of my wise women, reminded me of a few weeks ago. Here it goes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens ourselves. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant or gorgeous or talented or fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And it's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So here's what I would say to little A. Don't wait. Don't be afraid of what might come up. There's no shame in this. Yes, you will cry, but the tears won't last forever. And they're cleansing and they're healing. And the sooner you can be happier with who you are, the sooner you can let your light fully shine and do your thing in the world. Now, I'd love for this to be a future resource for future listeners. So if this is something you've experienced, i.e. therapy, please fill up the comments with therapists that you would recommend. Be clear about what type of therapist they are and what their superpower is, how it helped you. I think it's about time that we talk about this stuff. Let's stop leaving it in the dark places, in the shame corners, because there's nothing to be ashamed. It's about wholeness and wellness and stepping into your purpose. So to end, you're powerful, little A. Be brave, be bold, be kind, choose joy. Have a great week, everyone.